Hey everybody. We've been remodeling our kitchen. We've been living here for about 10 years now, and the cabinets are showing some wear and tear. Just like handling them, maybe with like wet hands and just just normal touching it is taking off the contact type paper. I wouldn't even call it contact paper. It's more like a wallpaper or something. But these cabinets are made out of a particle board. And they're just not very good looking the way they are right now. So I'm going to sand them down and use some paint on there and see if we can get them looking a little bit better. Here is the main problem at the sink. We do the dishes at the sink, of course, but water like will spray down and get on the seams, like especially like right here where it's all bowed up and stuff. And on the floor where the water splashes down, we have this rug here that has that bowed corner, and this is plastic, so the water is just going to roll off of that right onto there, and it's going to absorb it up. So I gotta cut all this crap off. When you're going from a faux wood finish to a solid color, any lines here that aren't even are going to show up real bad, so those also need to be sanded down. Got my sander ready with a 240 grit sandpaper on it. I'm ready to start ripping the finish off these things so the paint will adhere to it.
Okay, so we've got this part sanded. I've wiped it all clean, vacuumed up all the mess. So now I'm going to put on the primer, and we are using this Kiehl's Kitchen and Bath Interior Primer. It blocks stains, it is for high humidity or moisture. Our cabinets, because they're cheaply made, once they get wet, they swell up and they look really nasty. So we're hoping by using this as our primer that will help protect the cabinets from any water damage from just living here. So let's see what this looks like going on. So since we are unsure how these cabinets will react to having any paint on them, I'm just going to do a real light layer. Probably going to do 2 coats for the primer and then probably a couple of coats for the regular paint whenever we get to that. But right now I'm just going to attempt to do a very thin layer of the primer and see how it reacts to that. Hopefully it doesn't blow up like this cheap wood does when it gets wet. We shall see. Large family needs large muffin pans. So I do want to say that I am not an expert, and I'm sure I'm probably doing something wrong. You can let me know down below, but I do know to go with the wood grain. So up at the top, I'm going across, and then here in the middle and on the sides, I will go up and down. So I do know at least that much. Okay, so I have my first coat of the primer on. My oldest daughter came up and wants it to stay this way. She thinks it looks very rustic, looks good, and she just wants to leave it this way. It would be nice if my job were done, but it's not. I know it's not. So Neil is outside sanding the doors right now, so I will get those painted next and let this dry, and then I'll come back and do the second coat. Like I said, I just went with the wood grain. I know it's cheap wood, not real wood, whatever it is. I went up and down on the sides and in the middle and across. I just went ahead and used the brush for this lower area here. A roller would probably look better, but I just went ahead and did a brush. And so, so far so good. All right, so Neil has the cabinet doors all sanded, and we brought a table into the house so I could do all the painting inside. We're actually doing all of this in December. Too cold to paint outside, so we get to have this fun in the house with all the kids running around, but our Christmas tree is even up still. Well, we're gonna make it work. So I'm going to start doing the cabinet doors now.
But, nope. Bonus feature, smell those sweet fumes. Ooh. Oh, good.
I have windows open. We have plenty of ventilation. All right, so just like the cabinets themselves, I'm going to do a light layer of the primer on here. As you can see, we have some water damage, especially at the bottoms of the doors, just from cleaning the countertops and cooking and just living life in general. There's quite a bit of water damage. So Neil did a lot more sanding down here. Excuse the 2-year-old. And hopefully this doesn't soak up any of the primer and bubble up. These are the areas that we're most concerned about, but that Kills, I think, is going to be the best option to use on this. We'll find out.
Got the first layer down. I'm gonna let it dry. Got a fan going on it. We're gonna go put a second coat on the cabinets in there, and then we'll come back and do this again and again and again. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be at this a while.
Okay, so I want to show you the kitchen to give you an idea of how many cabinets that we have to do. We will probably be doing this all week long. Neil has this whole week off, and we're taking this week off from school, so I'm hoping we can finish this week. We will see. Life might get in the way. Also, we are painting the top cabinets a white color. I think it's called country white. And then the bottom cabinets, we are thinking of going black to match our island. So I will give you a quick kitchen tour. And then this piece here, we are actually talking about leaving it wood, maybe staining it a little bit of a darker color. I don't know. It is real wood though, so we're gonna leave it alone for now and paint the rest of this and see what it looks like.
I keep telling her it's pretty food stained already. Maybe we should just keep that.
So that's the top, and then Neil is standing in front of some bottoms there.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Yes. We went ahead and removed those doors just because they were so water damaged from us washing dishes and water slopping over. We didn't want them getting any more damaged, so we just went ahead and took those off. So that's it for the bottom cabinets. And then, like I said, the island, oops, sorry, is already black down low. So we're thinking it might look cool to have all the lower cabinets match this. This is the second coat on the cabinets. A lot less wood grain showing. Kind of hard to see. But it's definitely looking better, and I think 2 coats is all we're going to need of the primer. So you can still see some of the wood grain, but I think once we put a couple of coats of the country white on, then that will cover it up. So, not bad. Now, a second coat on the cabinet doors. Second coat, top side of cabinet doors. So I have put the first coat of the regular paint on. We are using a semi-gloss antique white. I don't really notice much difference from the primer, but what I do notice is the brush marks looked really good with the primer, but now with the paint itself, I don't think it does. So I've already done the first coat over all of this. I'm gonna go ahead and take the roller now and go over it, and hopefully that looks better. All right, so it's the end of the night here. It's about 5 o'clock, and it took us 5 hours just to do this. The doors are done. They're just still drying for a little bit, so we will hang those up tomorrow, but now I can go ahead and start putting everything back up there. Learned a couple of tips. The brush looked nice. It kind of gave it a whitewash look, but then when we used the actual antique white paint, it didn't look very good. So I went back over it with a roller. I think the roller looks much better. But the paint is very thin, and so it was 2 coats of primer and 4 coats of regular paint.
Paint was crappy.
The paint is
Pretty watery.
Yes. So it is not paint and primer in one. That makes a huge difference. When we bought this, paint was kind of scarce at our local Walmarts because, you know, the virus. Everybody's doing DIY projects. So next time, our next big painting project, we will definitely find the paint and primer in one. It makes a huge difference. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. Kind of slow going today, but you know, learning process. So hopefully we can take all the doors off tomorrow and get them all painted. We'll see if we can get the black ones painted, the bottom.
Yeah, well, I think this week, I don't know. I think this week we'll just get the top cabinets done, but I mean, it would be great if we could do all of them, but we'll see. His birthday is on New Year's Eve, so we have to take the day off and celebrate that. All right. So we'll pick back up tomorrow with some more cabinets. Yay!
It's the next day, and we gotta get this stuff done because I just can't take this. Time for a door. Okay, whatever montage. What? Am I drilling you? Am I drilling you? Am I drilling you? Is that what you're asking? I'm not drilling you. Made it all the way here. This is all I had left. And some slub had poured honey up here and it ruined my thing. I gotta get another one. Almost made it.
All right, so we are still working on the cabinets, and we went to the store and we found some of the same color that we used on this first section, only it had primer included. And now things are going much faster, much smoother. Thank goodness, because Neil and I were ready to quit. That whitewash look, we were about to go for it. But thankfully, this is working out. It's looking really nice. This is just the first coat. We know we'll need another one, but it is going quickly, thank goodness.
I wouldn't even call this particle board. It's like a souped up cardboard. Cardboard cabinets. So the damage down here is pretty bad. If I just was to sand this, I'd be sanding all day long. I'd end up taking off more than I want. So I'm using this little razor blade, and it works pretty good. Just take it down here and run it along the smoothness of this top part, and just use it to slowly trim off this really warped part. So this is all the trimmings I got off there that was just all water damaged. And then I came along the bottom here with this stuff. It says it's paintable and it's like a silicone gel or something. So I put it along the bottom in case more water falls down. Hopefully it will prevent from future damage from happening. Someone's been slacking.
Whatever. You made the mess. You clean it up.
You're making me do this.
Uh-uh.
I don't know if I got that. Better do a couple of my. I just forget it.
So we took off all the doors, which meant we had to take most of the stuff out of the cabinets that didn't have a lid so they wouldn't get any dust in them. So I'm living with this. And then I have to go hunting for everything that I need because I can't put anything up yet. Chaos. I hate it. I'm miserable. Day 3.
Okay.
them black. You like it? Yeah. Look at you.
Can we paint you? No. You done? Alright, so we're all done, finally, 4 days. Some takeaways. When you're painting in a mobile home, sand every surface because it has that waxy
coat finish. Yeah.
And if you don't, when you tape it, it's going to rip the paint off the freaking wall. So we got some touch up to do.
Also, when you paint with a brush on that waxy coat, it just runs off. With the roller, it didn't do that, but with the brush, it did.
Yeah, you just like you're wiping it off. Mm-hmm. So when you're going to redo your kitchen cabinets, your enemy is the dry time.
With the doors. The cabinets themselves went very quickly, but because we had to do this inside since it's December, we had to wait. We don't have a whole lot of work surface to put the doors on to paint. So we used as much floor space as we could get away with, painted the doors, but the drying time is what took the longest. This is absolutely a weekend project for this size kitchen if you have the space to lay all your doors down, get one side completely done, let it dry overnight, do the next side, and then after a couple of hours you can hang them up. It's easy. It's just time consuming unless you have ample space.
Yeah. Or do it outside when it's nice and warm outside. Don't do it in the winter when it's cold and rainy, sleeting and snowing.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
Yes. Wrong season to be remodeling a home.
So the paint's kind of tacky.
Which it does take several days for paint to set. I mean, instructions tell you that. But we have to live. So this is our third tip.
Yeah. Get felt tabs before you start painting. We ordered some 3 3/8 inch.
3 mm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Little felt pads that we're going to be putting on all the drawers.
Doors. All the doors, not drawers, doors. At the corners because they stick. So until those pads come in, we are actually using toothpicks to put there, and that's working well to keep from sticking.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, this really isn't bad. I was really shocked how well the black turned out on the bottom. When I first started painting, I was like, wow, this is dark. This isn't going to look that great. Our island is also black, and I thought just one pop of color, not 2 different areas, but I have to say I really like it. I love the white. It looks very clean. It looks very new. And then the black is also a nice pop. Now I want to paint the laminate flooring. We'll see if I can talk him into it. All right, the kids' movie's done, which means they're about to be loud. So we're going to end this video. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah. Till next time, say a prayer for our family, and we'll say a prayer for yours. This is everything I got off the redo.
I can't see your face. I can, I can see. It's a little better. Why don't you just get a little further away? Okay, I can see. Okay. So.
Okay. You getting it?
Like it, Alice?
What are you doing? You petting it?
She was about to if you wouldn't have said anything. I can't see over her. I can't tell.
What color is that?
Good job.
They get petted again. Hey, no, don't leave that. Leave it. You gonna pet it? Oh.
He's dying.
You gonna pet it?
In my bedroom.
Nope.